Hello, Croatian learners, and welcome back to our channel, Learn Croatian. My name is Ines, and I'm here to help you with your Croatian learning journey. This video is a part of our cases series in Croatian, so make sure that you check out our other videos about other cases as well. Today, I want to talk about the accusative case. This is the fourth case in Croatian, and I want to show you in this video when and how you can use it in your everyday speech. So stay tuned and let's find out. So when do you use the accusative case? The accusative case is very popular in Croatian. In fact, you use it almost all the time. The accusative case is actually very common because a lot of the words, or the majority of words, which are direct objects in the sentence, have to be in the accusative case. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let me first show you that the accusative case can be used with or without prepositions. If you have watched our other videos or maybe read our articles, you saw that the genitive case actually is the prepositional case. However, there are other cases like the accusative that actually use some of the prepositions. So in this video, I want to talk about the accusative without prepositions and the accusative with the prepositions. So let's check out the first one, accusative without prepositions. Now, this accusative is very, very common. It's because this accusative without prepositions will be used as a direct object in the sentence. First, we need to know what a direct object is, and you may already know this. The questions that come with the accusative case, whom or what, will actually help us also to find the direct object in the sentence. So if, for example, we have a sentence, our cat caught a mouse, you would have to find a verb, caught, and ask a question, whom or what? What did she catch? So a mouse is a direct object. Or for example, I would like a glass of water. What would I like? I would like a glass of water is also a direct object. Now, as you can see, even in these example sentences, you can see that we use direct objects all the time, daily. So whenever you have to use a direct object, think accusative case. I will, of course, show you a couple of examples where you can use the accusative object. So, for example, let's say I saw a good man. In Croatian, this sentence would sound like this. Vidio sam dobrog čovjeka. Okay, so a good man is a direct object, and both good, an adjective, and man, a noun, will be in the accusative case. Please check out our other video in which I talk about how to actually form the words in the accusative. It will help you learn the different endings, and you will see it is actually not that hard. So let's keep on practicing. For instance, I like watching television. In Croatian, this sentence would sound like this. Volim gledati televiziju. Again, television is a direct object, and I would use the accusative. Let's use another example. How would you say, I love you? Okay, you would be a direct object, and this sentence in Croatian would sound like this. Volim te. Volim te. Okay, te is a personal pronoun written in the accusative case. So I think this is pretty straightforward and simple, right? Whenever you have a direct object, use the accusative case without prepositions. You would always use the accusative, and as you can see, it's very common in any language, especially in Croatian. Okay, now let's talk about the accusative case with prepositions. The genitive case is the case that has most prepositions that come with it. However, there are a few that come with the accusative. Now, I need to tell you that there are prepositions that actually share cases. So there will be, in the accusative case, there are prepositions that the accusative shares with the dative, and there are prepositions which the accusative shares with a locative. There are prepositions that accusative shares with the genitive. But the use of each of these cases is different, and that's how you would know which one you need to use. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. These are the prepositions that you would use with the accusative case. Kroz, meaning through. Niz, meaning downwards or along something. Uz, meaning alongside or by or next to. Na, meaning on. U, meaning in. Među, meaning amongst or in the midst of. Nad is above. Pod is under. Pred, in front of. And za, meaning for. Okay, this is just a list of the prepositions which the accusative case uses, or the prepositions that come with the accusative case. Now, let's look at each one, and I will show you which prepositions come with other cases as well. Kroz. Kroz meaning through. This is the preposition that you would use quite a lot. For example, I'm walking through town. In Croatian, you would say hodam kroz grad. Remember, for the masculine nouns that refer to inanimate things, grad, a city, they don't change the form from the nominative to the accusative. So, hodam kroz grad. I'm walking through a city. Or šetamo kroz šumu. We are walking through the woods. Also an example of the accusative case with the preposition kroz. Okay, simple enough, correct? Let's see some other prepositions. This next preposition niz, is a little hard to translate actually. It can mean a lot of things, but whenever you think about actually going down something, like down the slide or down the stairs or down alongside the river, you would use this preposition. For instance, I'm walking down the stairs. Hodam niz stepenice. Stepenice is accusative plural, right? Or another example, šetamo niz ulicu. We are walking down the street, okay? So niz ulicu would be in the accusative case. The next preposition is preposition uz. Now, again, there are several translations for this preposition. The best way to understand it is if you're walking upwards along something, actually if you're walking alongside of something, or it can even be used when you're standing by something or along something, if you're leaning against something. So here are a few examples so you can understand it. If you say, I'm walking along the river, you would say, šetam uz rijeku. Okay, so a river, rijeku, is in the accusative case. Another interesting example is if somebody tells you, stand against that wall, you would say, stani uza zid. Now be careful, and this is where some of my friends, English-speaking friends who are learning Croatian, have had a hard time deciphering these. Listen to this sentence one more time. Stani uza zid. Okay, you can see, as I have written on the screen, that there are actually 3 words in this sentence, but you sort of pronounce only two. Stani uza zid. This is because the preposition uz actually gets an A because it will be more simple to pronounce. So if there wasn't an A, you would have to say stani uz zid. Now, this would be very difficult, especially in Croatian. Croats actually speak really fast. So it would be really, really uncomfortable and clumsy to not put these words together and use an A in between. You actually find this in the British English as well. If you've heard of a very famous show, Law and Order, well, in the British, I may not pronounce it correctly, but they use an R for simpler pronunciation. So they would actually say Law and Order or something like that. So it may be familiar that you put in some other sounds to make pronunciation more simple. And the same thing happens with this preposition uz. So if the preposition, because the preposition ends with letter Z and the next word in the accusative begins with Z, you would add this A, and you wouldn't pronounce these words separately, but they would sound like a single word. Stani uzazid. Okay, so try practicing that. You can, of course, for the beginning, say stani, uza, zid, and everybody would understand you. But if you're listening to locals and they just say uza, zid, try to understand that these are two words, one preposition and one accusative noun. Now we come to a very interesting preposition, and I say very interesting because this preposition, the accusative, shares with the locative, and this preposition actually is very common with the locative case. The preposition I'm talking about is preposition on, or in Croatian, na. Now you need to keep in mind, like I said before, different prepositions are used for different cases, so your life would be harder, so your learning would be harder. But it's really simple if you understand when you need to use a certain case. Now, locative, as is explained in another video, locative means location. It means something stationary. I am somewhere and I'm not moving, I'm not doing anything. For instance, a book is on the table, you know that the book is staying there, so it's a book's location. Okay, but the accusative always refers to movement. Now, why am I saying this? Because when you use this preposition, you have to understand when do you need to use the accusative after na, and when you need to use the locative. So the easiest way is to think of this. A stationary verb or a sentence expressing a stationary action is locative. If you're talking about movement in any way, then it is the accusative. Let's look at an example so it'll be easier to understand. Let's say you want to say that you are late for the train. Okay, first of all, in Croatian, you would say, in the literal translation, you would say, I'm late on a train. So this is why I'm using this example. I'm late for a train in Croatian would be kasnim na vlak. Okay, kasnim na vlak. So I'm moving towards the train, unfortunately very late, right? So I'm being late. I'm moving towards the train. I need to use the accusative. However, if you want to say there are a lot of people on the train, then you would use the locative because you're expressing their location. Ima mnogo ljudi na vlaku. Okay, so this is the difference. Just think accusative, moving towards and entering into something, and the locative is location, stationary verbs, if I can use that example. Another one of these prepositions that the accusative uses with the locative is the preposition in. Okay, again, think about the action. When I was talking about the dative and the accusative, I was telling you that the accusative also refers to an action that's moving towards something. However, think of it as moving towards something and actually entering into something, okay? So if you want to say, I'm going into town, this word into is translated u. So you would say, idem u grad, and you would use the accusative. But if you want to say, I am in town today, you are talking about location. So it's again stationary or not moving anywhere, and you would use the locative in this case. So if you want to say, I'm in town now, or I'm in town today, you would say, danas sam u gradu. You would use the locative. Again, think, accusative is movement, locative is stationary. The preposition in is also used to express time. So when you want to say, I'll see you in the morning, you will say, vidimo se u jutro. Okay, so you would again use the accusative case. Now the next three prepositions, među, nad, and pod, among or above or below or under. These prepositions accusative shares with the instrumental case. Now the instrumental case is described in another video, so I don't want to get into it too deeply, but I want to show you the difference. When do you use the accusative and when do you use the instrumental case? Now, these prepositions are used more often with the instrumental case, but they can be used in certain instances with the accusative, and they are only used with the accusative when the verb expresses an action which is finished. Okay, if something happened, then you need to use the accusative and not the instrumental case. So, for example, let's say the clouds hovered over the town or over the city. You would say oblaci su se nadvili nad grad. Of course, you wouldn't make a mistake even if you said nad gradom, meaning using the instrumental case, but you would need to use the accusative to be correct. Let's look at some other examples. For example, he came among us suddenly. Odjednom je došao među nas. Okay, now again, među is more often used with the instrumental, but in this instance where the sentence is expressing an action that is finished, you would use the accusative case. Now let's look at the sentence. He put a picture under his pillow. He would say, stavio je sliku pod jastuk. Okay, so you would use the accusative. But if he's keeping a picture under his pillow, then you would say drži sliku pod jastukom, and you would use the instrumental case. The same is with preposition pred, which is in front of. So you have, for example, you have a sentence, suddenly a dog ran in front of me. You would say, odjednom pas je istrčao pred mene. Okay, so again, just think of the action. If the action is finished, use the accusative. If the action is ongoing or if it is present, then use the instrumental case. Now, the final preposition I want to talk about is the preposition za. Be careful with the prepositions because prepositions can be translated with different words in English, right? So za can actually mean for, like you're doing something for someone, but it is also translated as after, going after someone. Now, the first version, it's when something is for someone. This is when you use the accusative case. The other, you do not. So let's see an example. Let's say I want to say, I bought I bought a present for my mom. The sentence in Croatian would sound like this. Kupila sam poklon za mamu. Okay, so za mamu would be the accusative case, for mom. Or for example, I have a letter for John. John in Croatian is called Ivan. So this sentence in Croatian would be imam pismo za Ivana. Again, I would use the accusative. So think about the preposition za, meaning for something, for someone. Use the accusative case. Let's just quickly recap everything. So the accusative case is used without prepositions, and then it is a direct object. And also it is used with prepositions, meaning it's usually an adverb of place or of time, and some other adverbs as well. And there are prepositions that the accusative shares with the locative or instrumental case. And just think of the fact, if you're moving towards something, you're entering into something, and the verb is expressing movement, use the accusative. If you're talking about location and stationary verbs, then use the locative. Also, with the other prepositions that the locative shares, that the accusative shares with the instrumental case, think about, is the action finished? If the action is finished, then use the accusative. And again, here is a list of all the prepositions and the prepositions which are used with the accusative, with the locative and instrumental are marked separately. Okay, everybody, that was it for today. I hope this video has been helpful to explain when to use the accusative case. Remember, the accusative case is very common because we use direct objects all the time when we talk in everyday speech. So accusative is very, very important to learn. Please check out our other videos. There is a video on how to make the accusative words. So make sure to check that out as well. And if you have any questions, any comments, please don't hesitate to contact us or just write in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Also, please hit the subscribe button and we will be sharing more videos, making more videos about language learning and Croatian. That was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you happy learning and good luck with Croatian. Sretno!